all that you went through. Honestly, as I've said, the Civil War, it was not my wish or intention to have, to fight a civil war. It is not a hatred against any peoples, but the political situation at the time was such that it got to the point. It's either Nigeria remains one country or not. And as I always said during that time, I said, if question of breaking Nigeria is not part of our discussion, etc. We will review everything in order to make sure that Nigeria survive and be a great country. I am a great believer in Nigeria.
During the war, part of the things Gowon did to cause more death in the Igbo land was to take all the money deposited in the bank by the Igbos, all our money, and gave us only 20 pounds. Whether you have 200,000 pounds or 200 million, or the federal government of Nigeria took it away as long as it is owned by the Igbo man. He took them away and was using that money to fight us. What does that tell you? If it were today's world, what they did in the South was genocide. It wasn't a war. Because the Biafran soldiers were giving them hell at the battleground. Instead of them to battle them, they went after the civilians. Innocent civilians, women and children. That was why the casualty was so high on Igbo land. They left the real soldiers who were fighting them in the bush because they couldn't match the Biafran soldiers. They now vent their anger on innocent Igbo civilians, women and children. That was why there was heavy casualty.
In the course of a war, is that acceptable? Even though we know that they said all is fair in war. But no, is that action acceptable?
That's why we are complaining. Yes, that's why we are. It's not fair. Under the Geneva Convention, you are not supposed to do that. Okay. Go and look at the recorded history of what happened. Women and children who were hiding in a church in somewhere in Onitsha, they slaughtered all of them. Frederick Forsyth said at least over 300 people that he saw. The
Nigerian military did that.
Yes, slaughtered all of them. And even Benjamin Adekule, the Black Scorpion, he was boasting on how he was cutting down women and children in Igbo land. He was boasting of it. No, is that what you call a war? You are fighting armless women and children.
So, Barrister, why didn't that reintegration process and re-radicalization process
it's going on with terrorists
in Nigeria?
Yes, exactly.
It's happening with Boko Haram terrorists. They are de-radicalizing them, disarming them, and reintegrating them back into the society. And we've seen in all history of wars, like Rwandan genocide, like I cited, there was that program. It took place for peace and unity to be able to reign. Looks like it's some kind of closure for the people who suffered in that crisis. Why didn't that happen in Nigeria?
No, you should be asking Gowon, because he was in a position to do that, but he did not. He did not. So what is he telling me now? This is a man who would have taken care to heal the wounds, but he did not. Now he's telling us it was necessary. It was not necessary. On what ground? Who started that war?
Okay.
In the first who started that war?
Okay, if the former head of state, Gowon, didn't do that, the heads of state before him, after him, I mean, why didn't anybody, even in democratic system, when former President Olusegun Obasanjo came in 1999, Jonathan was there, Buhari was there, even the current president now, why haven't any head of state or any president taken any action for that?
Because of what? Propaganda, disinformation. Promise, since that war happened, it had been recorded through propaganda that the Igbos started a civil war, that we wanted to disintegrate Nigeria.
Until IBB's...
Good, until IBB wrote a book. You can see what we are talking about. So, shame is on them now, including Gowon. This thing you are telling me now, Gowon have not deemed it fit to discuss what is going on in Plateau and Benue as of today. His own state, Plateau. He has not told us what happened. Why are they killing them in that state now? His own state, oh. He has never opened his mouth to utter a word about that killing going on there. This was exactly what they were doing to the Igbos that time until the Igbos reacted. This thing that's going on in Plateau, is it not enough to cause war? Tell me, is it not enough to cause war? This is exactly what happened in 1967 when they were killing the Igbos all over the place.
When lives are being threatened.
Perish. And you kept quiet and you expect them to keep quiet. That was exactly what happened. Exactly what, this is the same modus operandi. But because these people have tolerated, either they don't have the liver to fight or whatever.
All right, so let's move on to other stories.
So I thank God it's happening under Gowon's nose. I expected him to talk about it.
He's from Plateau State.
I said I expected him to talk about it.
A lot of Plateau citizens have.
All right. Honestly speaking, one of the topics I don't like talking about is about the Biafran war. Oh yes, I don't like talking about it. And the reason is because it puts me in sober mood and it gets me so emotional. Oh yes, that was why the day we celebrated Biafran Day on the 30th of May, for some of you that saw my video, I wept on camera. Yes, it wasn't acting. Yes, I got so emotional talking about it. Some persons might be asking now, were you there when it happened that it always gets emotional? Yes, I wasn't there when it happened. But if you have read, or if you have seen videos, or if you have sat down with somebody that were there when it happened and listened to them tell you what happened, if you have gone through any of this, you understand what I mean, or the feelings I'm having. Honestly speaking, it's not a good one. It's really, really not a good one. Should we even talk about the massacre, or should we talk about the Asaba massacre, or should we talk about the Kanu massacre, where they have to import our people on trailer? Holy Jesus. Upon all this, Gowon has now come out begging for forgiveness, asking the Igbos to forgive him. Now I ask you, as an Igbo person or a Biafran watching this, will you forgive him? Drop your comment on the comment section. That is one. And secondly, I want to also use this medium to tell our people a bit of what really happened, because some people have that misconception that, oh, Ojukwu started the war. I have said it in one of my videos on this channel, but let me also say it again. Ojukwu never started any war. Ojukwu and Gowon went to Ghana for Buri Accord. They signed that they are going to restructure. And when they came back, as history told us, that when they came back, the whites came and met Gowon and said, no agree for restructuring, no agree. And Gowon refused what they have signed. And Ojukwu had no option than to do what? To declare Biafra. Oh yes. And after that declaration, they were on their own. And that is why you will hear where Ojukwu was saying that the war aim of Biafra was purely to prevent our people from genocide. Let me show you.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more. We haven't got the sophisticated war aim of Nigeria to conquer, to overrun, to do something or the other. For us, merely to prevent. And if anybody is going to judge our success and failure in this war, it will have to depend on how much we have prevented the enemy from killing us.
Now, after watching this, you understand what I mean, right? That Ojukwu never started any war. And today, the mastermind of the war is coming out to ask for forgiveness after 3.5 million people, mother and children being killed. Oh, it's just unfortunate. Honestly speaking, it's just unfortunate. And now let's just forget about what happened. What happened to the Igbos after the war? I hope you have a bit idea of what happened to the Igbos, where all their monies were seized and they were given only 20 pounds. Now, aside from that too, how have they been treated all this while? They have been treated not even as third-class citizens, but as people who do not have any connection with the country. they are treated like outcasts. They are treated like people who are not part of the country. Anyway, I'm just beginning to feel somehow about this. Please, I want to beg you to watch this analysis our brother did, right? And then after watching it, please do well to drop your comment on the comment section. Remember the question I asked earlier. Do you watching this as a Biafran or as an Igbo person? Will you forgive Gowon after what he has done? But you know what? I'm also happy that Gowon is alive today, seeing what is happening in Nigeria, seeing what is happening in the north, where he comes from. You know, I tell you this, that you know that popular saying that anything that goes around does what? Turns around. The law of karma. It always strike. Please, take a little time. Watch this analysis that my brother did. Of course, I give kudos to him. Then after watching it, you drop your comment on the comment section what you think about this video. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe, because on this channel, I get information of everything that is happening in Nigeria. All right, so please watch.
At the time, I made a video and I was asking that, does Gowon really feel good about the war he led Nigeria to fight against Biafra that killed, some person says 3 million, some person says 2 point something million, some person said 5 million people died during the war. I thank God that God has kept Gowon alive to witness what is going on in Nigeria today, the place they fought to keep one. And I have been waiting for Gowon to break silence, like to talk about the situation going on in the place he claimed he fought to be one. Does it worth it? Excuse me, the killing of 5 million people, does it worth it? Does it worth what you are seeing today? After the war, from that time till now, do you think people who have died in Nigeria is not more than even 5 million people? If someone should come out to sit you down, to explain to you that some persons killed almost 5 million people to keep this place warm. They kill people for the insecurity you have today. They kill people for the famine, the hunger, for the malnutrition, for the corruption, for the looting. For God's sake, I just want you to help me to answer this question on the comment section. In your own conscience, does this place look like a place where people fought to keep one? Now, if your answer is no, what is the purpose of fighting to keep Nigeria one? If in your mind you feel that no, this has no purpose or this has no meaning, it doesn't worth it, then why are we still fighting to keep Nigeria one? Now, the mistake Gowon made so many years ago is the same mistake a lot of us are making today, and I am going to tell you this. I am glad that Gowon breaks silence. I have been waiting for this man to come out to speak about this situation. You know, most of the time he will just come out to say that he did not regret the war he fought, but I think his tone is changing now. Gowon is regretting for the war he fought, yes. Now, this is what he said recently. He says that the war we fought was not for hatred, it was for unity. He said this because Gowon's village, non-living things, they are living things, they are plants and some animals, bush animals, not even domestic animals. But are they human beings in Gowon town today? No, absolutely no. In Gowon's village today, are they human beings there? They have sacrificed them to the gods. Yeah, terrorists have sacrificed them. All these people they call bandits. Change the name of the community. Now Gowon is talking. So I really want people to ponder on this, because it's not all about because I have someone who is a politician who is bankrolling me, because I have someone who is a senator, a governor, a president is from my side. We feel that, oh, we must do everything to make sure we continue to sing that this country should be one. It's a great mistake. People made it before, they regretted, and they are still making it today. Now, Gowon said that the civil war was fought for unity, not hatred. He expressed with deep emotion, but witnessing what is unfolding in today's Nigeria, especially in Jos, where he came from, it truly breaks my heart, he said. More than 60 years later, we still find ourselves asking, have we really learned anything from our past? Are we truly united or just pretending under one flag? I really want Gowon to answer these questions he put forth. Yeah. I want him to answer this question he put forth. The reason for the war was because there was no unity. There were pogroms upon, pogroms, and a lot of death happened to Southerners in the north. The hatred started coming, when people feel that people from the southern Nigeria have the majority, of the positions in the military, in the police, and everywhere. That is what breeds this hatred. Now, to summarize everything for you, after all these things happen, the war they fought, they are not supposed to, fight the war. They're supposed to divide Nigeria in peace through the regional government, according to the Aburi Accord. If you have not seen this document called the Aburi Accord, I want you to Google it to see the content of what Gowon signed with Ojukwu in Aburi time. And after everything, the British embassy in Lagos asked Gowon never to honor the agreement. And Gowon did not honor it. Gowon being alive today is a sign. It's a sign that it's like when God wants you to witness, the atrocities you have committed. God just wants you to witness the result. Everything we are doing today, we have the result. The result is coming. It might not come today, but it will come tomorrow. And I am still telling so many people here that the result of this country, people are managing, is coming, and it is going to wipe people away. I have so many videos of recent time, past 1 week, the killings. I am telling you that the Christians in the middle belt of Nigeria don't have lives again. Yeah, Christians in the middle belt, they don't have lives again. They are being massacred, killed like flies. Don't take me for my word. Go and research what I am saying. These people don't have life in them. And this is the same thing why Ojukwu said no. Every region have to have their own security. Abuja is dangerous. Then Lagos was dangerous. You can't just allow Abuja to destroy everywhere. So, all these things are deeper than you think. What is going on in Nigeria is deeper than you think. The reason why a lot of people will come out to talk anything they want to talk about this issue of Nigeria is because they don't know Nigeria. You don't have information available to you about Nigeria. If you do, you will be worse than even people you are calling names. Now, Boko Haram, all these people who are fighting, they are in the same meeting with so many Nigerian politicians. Just like what the father Neya of Benue State said, that lawmakers are the ones sponsoring the bandits, giving them food in the bush. This is a governor saying that, okay? But Nigerian youths will not react as usual. They keep on finding what is not looking for them. That is a fortunate thing. Now, when you look at it, these politicians are already having 70% of everything they want to do. Yeah, their plans to make sure they take hold of Nigeria is 70% completed. The greatest way your enemy can win you is to be doing what they are doing without making noise about it. What is going on in Nigeria? They are not making noise about it. They are not making noise. They are just trying by all means, Buhari tried for 8 years to Islamize Nigeria. He introduced, Ruga. He introduced cattle colony. Everything he introduced failed. Adesina, who is SA to Buhari then on media, came to tell us that it's either you give your land to the Fulanis or you die. But nobody even called him or questioned him. The SS did not even bother. And I ask this question again. If Nigerian politicians could be bold to come out in a national television, like China's television, to tell the whole world that they imported Fulanis from around the world because they are global citizens, what else do you people really want to understand that they want to Islamize this country? What else actually do you want? If you doubt it, let me say you doubt this Islamization agenda, you said no, it's not going to happen. I want to ask you, what is the purpose of Boko Haram? Who are sponsoring Boko Haram? What is the purpose of Iswap Mahmouda? What is the purpose of all these terrorists that infiltrated Nigeria in a holistic form? Who are sponsoring them? What is the purpose? This incumbent governor of Zamfara State told you that Minister of Defense of Nigeria is a bandit. He sponsored them. Governor Andeya 4 days ago just said that National Assembly are the ones sponsoring bandits, sponsoring terrorists. What else do people really want to understand about this Islamization of Nigeria? Oh, you thought it is because of election alone they sponsor these people? No, it's not because of election alone. But during election, or if they want to destabilize any regime, they normally lose their doors. So these are the things going on in Nigeria, and I really want people to understand. But I am glad that Gowon really, understand that what they did was a mistake, and people are still making the mistake up to today. Let me know what you think about this. However, take a look at this video.
I titled this video Calculated Mistakes and the Frustration of Fulani Oligarchy. After the 8 years of Buhari reign of terror and terrorism in Nigeria, all his agenda could not succeed. From Ruga, Nigeria resisted Ruga, cattle colony, Nigeria rejected cattle colony, and then livestock transformation program, Nigeria rejected it. The last attempt was actually the Wuru census he wanted to do. Nigeria all rejected it. But then, since his 8 years was up, there was nothing they can do. They wanted a situation whereby he will hand over power to someone that will continue the Fulani Islamization agenda program. One, the calculation mistake that they did was, okay, let them hand over power to a Yoruba man who will be a Muslim, and they will bring a VP to actually be a Muslim ticket. That desire to hand over power was not out of sincerity, but it was out of mischief. When they told that the grandpa in the villa now, because he was not looking mentally okay and he was not looking strong, they knew very well that Osibanjo would have become a better president by development and economic antics of this country. But no, because they have interior motives, they decided to bring Grandpa, who they thought in their mind that would not last. And they brought Shetima, who was actually a Boko Haramist, that peradventure in an event that Grandpa die or become incapacitated, Shetima would take over. But to God be the glory. Since after the swearing in, the grandpa has been like a 40-year-old young man. Now, their frustration began when they discover that they have made a calculated mistakes. One, the grandpa is not dying soon. Secondly, most of the structure that Buhari actually put in power before handing over, they discovered that the grandpa is actually destroying them. They also discover that the emperor, the pharaoh of Kaduna, that's supposed to actually carry their plan and their agenda, they thought he could either become chief of staff or SSG. He did not get any of those positions. Rather, even the minister could not be given to him. It is out of this frustration that you see what is going on in the north today, that they are tried by all means from pillar to pole calling for alliance, that they want to unseat the president. Now, the question here is it only the north that have the ability that can unseat and decide who becomes the president? I know that Grandpa in the villa is not doing well economically. But if it is Nigerians that actually want a different president, that is a different ballgame. But it should not be that it is the northern oligarchy that will decide who become president and who lose the presidency. And thank God for the life of Peter Obi, that when they were calling alliance, Peter Obi has stood his ground. He will be the presidential candidate, and El Rufai will not be his deputy except Ahmed Deti. Now, foolishly, they are calling Arayo Bashola, they are calling Rotimi Amechi. These are the foolish Southerners they used during Buhari, and they want to repeat it. I want all the Southerners to know nobody is comfortable with the regime, the present regime, and the status quo of this country. But let it be that if Nigerians want change, let the change be from Nigerians and not from a few Fulani northern oligarchy.
All right, so you have seen it. Please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what you think about this video, right? I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. God bless you.